Today is kind of a big day for our travels on this channel. We started this journey 2 years ago with a goal to explore places and countries around the world that most Americans don't know much about. And as we continued to travel and plan our adventures, we started to think that there are some countries that as Americans we'd never be able to see. One of those places was China. In the United States, we aren't taught much about China. Brief history lessons about ancient dynasties, Mao Zedong and the rise of communism, and of course, the most important thing, Panda Express. No, seriously, when I found out orange chicken isn't actually Chinese, it kind of blew my mind. Like, I thought people in China were eating that stuff all the time when I was a kid. My world was forever altered when I learned that those were invented in America. But anyways, back to the story. As Americans, we clearly have a very narrow view of China. School taught us almost nothing. The Americanized version of Chinese culture, not even true. And if you only get your information about China from the media or from politicians, you'll get a lot of similar narratives pushing you towards the same manufactured conclusions. China is failing, China is dangerous, China is evil. Now, we won't be diving into the politics in this video. We will just be doing the best thing you can possibly do to learn about a country. Go there. We're flying to China. We're flying to China right now. And we're going to go and see what it's really like. The culture, the cities, the people, the food. So join us as we explore an area of China not as popular with foreigners as some other cities in the Northeast. We're very excited and we're ready. Let's do this.
My favorite spot. Hi.
Who put you on the planet?
Hopefully someone understands that reference.
We have made it through security. It's about 10:45. We are heading to China.
So we started off this journey back in Manila, heading to here. It was quite the interesting predicament. We've done this journey many times, going all the way through North Avenue to Taft on the MRT, and the MRT was super busy today. And then the roads weren't too busy, the traffic-wise. We made it here in a decent time. And then we arrived at the airport.
The airport was mysterious. We showed up, it was completely empty, and we got our tickets. A little weird thing happened when we got our tickets that we weren't expecting. But after we got them, we went to security, and it was the fullest we have ever seen by like 10 times.
The outbound immigration was just full for Filipinos, OFWs, and foreigners, and the cashier line was super long too.
When we checked in, it was really weird because we're going for the 144-hour visa, which you need an outbound flight. And usually when you book a flight, the carrier asks you for your outbound flight before you get on the plane. So when they didn't ask, which we were expecting, it was very sus.
The reason we wanted them to ask is because the 144-hour one, it's free for us, and it's a transit visa, so you have to leave, and the way we're leaving is different because we're going to, which is unique for the 144-hour visa, and there's different ways you can exit. The way we're trying to exit isn't specifically on the list, but it is at the same time. It's really confusing, so we wanted to know if we could exit the way we planned.
So now instead of being able to like buy another ticket before we get on the plane, we're now flying to China, and we're gonna figure out when we get there if we can get on through. Let's fracking go.
Possibly a stressful arrival?
Should we use that title?
Oh shoot. I was so ready to sort them properly, and then I put my paper right in the plastic.
We're gonna document our journey all the way there so you guys can know how easy is it to go on a 144-hour visa to China. Specifically, let's get on a fracking plane. Who put you on the planet? Per usual, the cheap boys are flying the cheap flight, Cebu Pacific.
They got us down all the way at the end of the Manila airport, gate 106, like always.
I feel like 106 should just be called Trifate Gate at this point.
The Trifate gate?
Is that going to be a new scandal, Triflate?
Triflate gate?
Oh no. This flight seems very interesting. It seems like it's almost 100% Chinese people and then us. So I'm very curious to see what this city's going to be like.
It also adds to our concerns of our visa.
I think we're really going to be getting into the not that touristy area here. It should be cool.
You might be able to tell where we're going based off the language you're hearing right now.
Listen closely.
This is going to be interesting.
2-hour flight. It's not that bad. But we'll get to know whether we make it or not soon.
I really hope we do, please. We booked a lot of hotels.
Well, we made it to China in the airport.
We have landed in China. Let's see if we can enter China.
This is the big question. The flight was pretty easy, but insanely boring.
The only thing to note is we were like the only foreigners. We're the only white people.
We noticed some of the Chinese rush, like in Hong Kong, like right when the plane started pulling in to the terminal, people just got up, started grabbing their bags. Flight attendants were like, please sit down, and nobody listened. Let's see if we can get in.
First impressions, it's fracking cold.
Really cold. We're gonna try this thing, do our fingerprints.
They typically do this at immigration, so it's interesting to do it yourself.
Maybe it'll be nice and quick.
Oh, it said right hand.
Oh no.
Please put your 4 left-hand fingerprints.
Ooh, that one's loud. Well, this is very interesting.
Oh, done.
Easy peasy. Scanned our fingerprints, and now it's time to happily fill out this arrival card. It's now the moment of truth.
We got everything filled out. Now we just need to hope they let us through. Luckily, the thing we were afraid of is our departure, and we were able to write down our departure method on this sheet.
There we go. Let's do this. Immigration time. We're gonna get rid of this before we go there.
That's probably not the best thing to have.
Well, it's 2.5 hours later, so you could say things did not go well.
But we're in.
Now we're getting our shuttle to the hotel, and we'll tell you more about the experience when we get there.
It was a stressful arrival.
It was. I think we jinxed it when you said that.
We did. I'm sorry. This airport is huge.
Holy nuts, man, I'm cold.
It is cold. You guys can't see it in the camera, but we're getting to the point of some solidification in the raindrops to where they are kind of crystallizing into some snow droplets.
We got some flurries.
Some flurries.
This is a big airport.
It is.
Really, really big.
Guys, there's so many electric vehicles here. It's insane.
They're going green, bruv.
Going green, even though it smells like cigarette smoke.
It does. They're not going green on the lungs.
Come on, lungs. We're waiting for our airport pickup, airport hotel pickup right now.
We're in the spot, but let's just hope he shows up. So much waiting.
Hey guys, we made it to the hotel. Guess what time it is? First, I'm going to tell you when we landed, which was like 2:30. 5:48.
Welcome to Guangzhou, China. We made it to our hotel. It's actually not really in Guangzhou. It's kind of like over below the airport a bit. It's pretty nice, big room. Nice big bathroom. Nice beds. They don't bidet in China.
Oh, there is toilet paper. Okay, good.
They don't wipe. The window's open for some reason and it's absolutely freezing outside. How do we shut this? Frack you, frackers.
That's crazy. There's no like heating on right now either.
The floor is so cold. Water pressure test is angled towards you a little bit. Ooh. Oh, that's pretty good.
It's got a few stray streams, but
Has built-in hot and cold. That's fantastic.
it's getting warm.
Oh gosh, guys, it's so late. That was such a struggle. And we sat out in the cold for like 20 minutes. I'm ready to sleep.
So you know what that means? Bed test. They're boards.
That didn't even move.
They're nice and like thick, but they're just a board.
What's happening?
By the way, I killed a mosquito earlier. I didn't know mosquitoes could live in this temperature. Usually they're dead in Minnesota when it gets this cold.
Just permafrost mosquitoes, you know? So our first time in China, we decided to go to the Guangdong province. We're gonna be traveling around to different cities in this area, starting with Guangzhou, starting here at 6 a.m. Our checkout tomorrow is at 2, which is absolutely amazing checkout time. I wish we had that in so many other situations.
And you said the check-in was 8 a.m., I think?
Yeah, on the Pagoda, I thought it was wrong because those were like such good check-in and checkout times. But no, checkout is really at 2, so we can sleep as long as we frackin' want.
Now, it's time to explain what happened.
So we showed up to the airport, you know, got in the line. The area that we were apparently supposed to go in was just kind of closed off, so we didn't have a second thought about it. Walked into the normal foreign tourist line, got up there. I go up first. He starts, you know, doing the usual stuff, checking my tickets, starts flipping through my passport, and then he keeps flipping, and he keeps flipping. He looks up at his computer, keeps flipping, looks at it, goes in it, and then starts flipping it really slow. And I'm like, oh no, where's your visa? And I'm like, transit visa, 144 hours. And then he starts talking to other people in Chinese, so we don't know what he's saying. He's like, who's with you? And I was like, him. They talk, and then they go, go over there.
And we get led into an area which was the 144-hour visa area. But yeah, like he said, it was like closed off and very dark and there wasn't anyone over there. Then we get told to fill out some form. We fill it out and then the person is there at the computer. We hand them our form and then they were like, so how are you exiting? And we were like, oh, the train. And they're like, train? And then that's when we were like, oh no. Because there is a train from Shenzhen to Hong Kong. From what we researched online, it would work. Even filling out the sheet, they have train as an option for your departure, but I guess it still doesn't count.
So luckily they didn't just deny us. She let us go and book either a flight or a ferry, which I don't know why you would be able to take a ferry but not take a train. And the Wi-Fi sucked and we couldn't use Google and we couldn't use Safari and my phone would not connect to the Wi-Fi, so Isaac just went ham searching.
And it kept cutting out every maybe 10 minutes. So the way we had to research things was by downloading apps that we think would sell them. So I downloaded like Agoda, Traveloka, Trip.com, we looked at Alipay, all this stuff, and we couldn't find anything. And then eventually Tyler had an idea.
My American SIM card, and I was like, I wonder if my AT&T card would work here. Because it's worked in every other country, but it just didn't seem like it would. An American card in China, you wouldn't expect that. Pop that mother in, and it works. Everything works. Google works, YouTube works, everything works. Go online. We're looking for Shenzhen to Hong Kong ferries because the flight was $140 each, and there were none.
It was very weird. They like said there was some, and then there weren't. Different websites, blah, 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 blah. Weird enough. And then we found a Macau one.
We verified that the tickets we were about to buy, these new ferry tickets from Shenzhen to Macau, were gonna work. And we had it for 6 days starting at midnight tonight, because what we researched was that you get this whole day and then your 144 hours starts at midnight of the next day. So we went up and we're like, so this works, right? And then she was like, no, you have to leave. And she didn't know about the midnight thing apparently, which makes you kind of question if the train thing was correct.
Who knows? Who knows? So she said we had to leave on the 12th, and then she just checked to make sure that we could leave to Macau. That was the question that we had. So she went over to her computer to go check if we could leave to Macau, and then she was like, okay, that works. And then once she said that works, when we were about to book the tickets, we asked if the 13th works also again. And then she was like, yeah, that's okay, that's okay.
So we're here, and we're in, and after that whole process, we went up to the immigration thing again and started flipping through my passport again and being like, oh, what's going on? And I was like, oh, come on, please. Got out, walked down, you know, got in contact with this hotel that has a free shuttle, which was very nice, free to hotels. The people at the front desk were very friendly.
There was a cat.
Yes, there was a cat. And they used like a translator app to talk to us, which is kind of cool. The shuttle took a while to get here. We waited in the freezing cold. It's about 48 degrees right now Fahrenheit, which is really cold compared to the Philippines. We waited out there for like 20, 25 minutes. It was not fun.
But now we're here, and we're excited to explore China, but it's hard to be excited when you're so sleepy and hungry and cold.
Yeah, we were hungry at like 10 o'clock, and now that it's 6 a.m. and we have not ate yet, it's just a really, really sad situation.
But China's been a country I've wanted to go to for a long time now, and we're finally here.
You really wanted to go to Guangzhou?
I specifically knew Guang. It was on my list. Just kidding, guys. I didn't know about Guangzhou. I didn't even know where I wanted to go in China.
Why do you want to go to China?
I don't know, dude.
Because you like Panda Express?
Orange chicken.
Yo. That's it. We are sleeping, and we will see you tomorrow morning in the next video.
First, a water taste test. They gave us free water.
Wow. Water taste tests are the best, aren't they?
That's some pretty dang good water.
Thick. I'm really cold.
We're wearing shorts right now.
And the good thing is I only have 2 pairs of pants.
2 pairs of pants and 2 sweatshirts.
Oh, let's go.